It feels really good to be aligned with Russell. I mean, he is the most powerful player in this game. He knows that whatever he votes, I vote too. So really, he's got 2 votes no matter what. Any way he wants to play it.
When it comes down to brass knuckles and it's just me and you and somebody else, you have to swear to me. You ain't gonna think that I'm gonna beat you because I played the game better and vote me out. Swear on Mick. You're gonna start thinking that's a lot of money. Your brain's gonna start working.
Who better to take? There's no way she can beat me in votes. She followed and did everything I told her to do. She wouldn't even know how to talk. She might even say, oh, he's right, give it all to him. You know, she's so sweet, I love it.
Tell you the truth, I control every aspect of my life. I control my family, I control my job, I even control my friends. This is no exception to the rule. I'm gonna control each and every individual out there like a little puppet. As a matter of fact, you could call me the puppet master.
Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. But today's story video will be focusing on the classic battle of good versus evil. The humble and kind Natalie White versus the arrogant and selfish Russell Hantz. Which player is better and which player is worthy of the $1 million? Let's find out.
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Russell Hantz, a 36-year-old oil company owner from Texas, was a castaway on season 19 Survivor Samoa. But first, what is the point of Survivor? To win the $1 million. Now, how does someone do this? Well, as established in season 1, when explained by Jeff Probst, all they have to do is reach the end of the game and convince their jury to vote for them. That's it. Nothing more. Easier said than done, I admit. But I feel like it's something that needs to be said up front since it is so important to remember. So, we find ourselves in Samoa for the first time ever, and right away we get some first impressions of the players. As with Russell,
there's a guy who looks as tough as nails. He looks like a pit bull. He's like, I wouldn't want to mess with him, that's for sure.
I plan on making it as miserable as possible, making it hell for everybody to get what I want.
Natalie White, a 26-year-old pharmaceutical saleswoman from Arkansas, was a castaway on season 19 Survivor Samoa. This season features 20 all-new players split onto the yellow Fo'ofo'a tribe and the purple Galoo. Natalie's on the yellow Fo'ofo'a tribe, and this season has a new twist. Both tribes are forced to elect a leader. And man, is it about time Survivor made this a game mechanic, since Jeff loves talking about it at Tribal so much. Mick is elected leader for Fo'ofo'a and Russell Swan is elected leader for Galoo. And Fo'ofo'a wins a reward with Jeff saying, Galoo, you are definitely the underdog tribe. Upon arriving at their camp, it takes about like 1 minute to realize that Mick was the wrong choice to be their leader.
I don't know, do you think we should do water yet or wait till tomorrow? I mean, not that we necessarily...
I don't know if we need, but it wouldn't hurt, I think,
The captain leader, Mick, he's doing a very bad job. He sucks. He can't even talk to anybody hardly. He's not organized. He's not a leader. He doesn't know how to make good decisions. The camp's a piece of crap, but hey, I say good job, because I don't want to do nothing. I didn't come here to work. I came here to play. You got to talk about alliance as soon as you step on this island. So my strategy is to be able to have a secret alliance with each one of these dumb girls. We can have something like a secret alliance.
Okay.
The most important thing is honesty on here.
Honesty is easy.
So we can be strong for the beginning. We can look back at this moment right now and say we did it from the beginning, from day one.
I'll trust you. So, do I have that same trust with you?
Yes. I like to call it my dumbass girl alliance. It's just gonna be me and you.
All right.
I told them exactly the same thing, and I believe they're just gullible enough to believe it.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack here. The Mick sucking thing was just a secret scene, but the rest of that was not a secret scene. They wanted you to know that front and center. Russell is assuming that Marisa, Ashley, and Natalie are all dumb when he just met them. Why? Because they're females and they're young and pretty. That's about it. What else does he really know about them? And he is saying the exact same thing to multiple people, expecting them to never communicate with each other which is quite risky. Betsy, the oldest lady on the tribe, immediately sees through his crap and says, I don't trust Russell. He approached me way too fast and it felt superficial. That night, in a secret scene, Russell is cuddling up on Ashley and Natalie in a very close way that doesn't seem like it's just for comfort, according to Liz and Mick. And he even says, yeah, I know my wife will be mad at me for this, but I'm doing it anyways. But then comes an even more villainous series of events than what happened earlier when...
Right now, I think I am running the whole show. And they don't even know it, but I know I am. I lived in New Orleans, right in St. Bernard Parish, right by the levee. The storm was a Category 5. When it hit, it broke the levee. I tried to get out the house, and I realized I wasn't going to make it. So I grabbed my axe, because as a fireman, one thing you learn is when you go in something, you have to be able to get out. By the time I got upstairs, the water was rushing in like, oh my God. I look at Rocky, I couldn't even see him. It was muddy water, and he's gone. I can't even find him.
Oh my God.
I never lived in New Orleans, and I'm not a fireman. I even never had a German Shepherd. And it's crazy how you can break their hearts by telling them a lie.
Russell is an interesting character because I really trusted him off the start. He was trying to get people's sympathy about Katrina, which is probably very true, and his dog, and I don't want to diminish that story, but I just think that he was angling at stuff, and I'm starting to feel like he's pretty slimy.
I figured I'd make it a little interesting for everybody when they wake up. I emptied all the water out of all the canteens. I plan on making it as miserable as possible for everybody. I think if I can control how they feel, I can control how they think. I'm really a multi-millionaire, own an oil company in Houston. I'm not here for the money. I'm only here to show people how easy it is to win this game. I should be the first one to go. But I'm gonna do everything it takes to win this game.
Marisa sees through his story. Good for her, as it didn't come up naturally in a conversation. It probably felt planned out. But what I find more egregious is dumping everyone's water in burning socks. Doesn't Russell want to win immunity challenges? To sabotage your own tribe is how you give yourself more opportunities to be voted out of this game. And then what about the merge? You won't have numbers going into it. If people on your own tribe are suffering this much, you're only setting yourself up for failure. Just an awful move all around. And yet, Russell is so entertaining. He's electric. He has this charisma that just makes for fun TV. I won't deny it. It's just not great strategically so far. When people start fighting with each other, Russell's like, yes, my strategy is going exactly to plan. And we then see in a secret scene him sneaking papaya by himself, and he says, if someone else finds this stash, I will vote them out. And funnily enough, we do see others finding papaya together, and I think that is the main difference we have seen so far between Russell and the rest of his tribe. They seemingly are all hanging out, and he's kind of just doing his own thing. Not so shockingly, Foa loses the immunity challenge. Oh no, who would have guessed? And back at camp, he talks with Marisa.
You still gotta stay tight with me.
But you've been talking to everybody.
I know.
So I don't know why you've been doing that. And it makes me a little wary.
If I'm talking to individual, it doesn't mean I'm trying to be strategizing with them.
I'd rather keep it pretty low key. What have you been talking about?
Just everything. We're out here on Survivor.
How do you come to me and threaten me and telling me you're feeling uncomfortable? Are you kidding me? Marisa is the dumbest player I've ever seen. I'm running this show here. You come up to me and threaten me, you gotta go. And she's gone.
I'm gonna tell you who's going first.
Okay, who?
Marisa. If you stay with me, then you're gonna be fine for a long time. She just completely threatened me, saying, you're not making me comfortable. That makes me think I gotta get rid of her.
My tribe will believe anything I tell them at any point because they're just stupid. Mick's the leader of the tribe, but I'm the one in charge of the camp. You can call me the puppet master. They can be my little puppets. They'll run when I tell them to run. They'll walk when I tell them to walk. When I'm finished with them, just throw them in the trash.
Natalie's like, okay, whatever, and she fist bumps him. But then the older lady on their tribe, Betsy, says, Natalie, just keep an eye out for Russell.
I wouldn't trust Russ.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I just wouldn't.
Well, tell me why. Give me a reason.
Oh, I don't know why. A woman's intuition.
Mind you that scene takes place only moments after Russell says he is the puppet master and everyone else here is stupid. So we go to tribal council where everyone votes, and
I'm the one that got the ball rolling to get you out of here. If you play with fire, you'll get burned.
I'm voting for Marisa, and I really, really hate this. And Climax for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it was the majority, and also I did tell Mike today I would not vote for him, which again, but you in the majority, but I think you're an awesome competitor, and I think this will probably hurt our team, so I'm sorry.
First person voted out of Survivor Samoa, Marisa. Marisa, the tribe has spoken.
I made some mistakes, you know. I trusted Russell initially, and then he went around and skewed my words and came back to me, and he told me honesty was the most important thing, and I think that'll bite him in the end. Ben and Russell created such a commotion around me that didn't exist that they actually tricked the other people into believing it. If they would have followed their hearts, they would have known that I was the good guy and those were the bad guys, but it was a bad mistake and they had to pay for it.
By the way, if you want to pick what I cover for videos and watch everything up to 6 months early, then consider joining my Once Upon an Island Patreon. You can cancel at any time, and there is a 15% discount if you do sign up for 1 year. Thank you for your support. Episode 2 begins and Russell says he had fun at Tribal Council and he is the sole reason Marisa is gone. As if no one else voted with him, I guess. And from now on, he says, if any woman has a strong mind in his tribe, she'll be gone next. His words, not mine, by the way. Speaking of women who have strong minds, we see Russell talk to Betsy and...
I didn't do anything for you not to trust me, nothing. You was going by appearance only, I guess. I got alliance with the dumb short-haired blonde, even dumber long-haired blonde, and the dark-haired girl. Why didn't you trust me from the beginning? You're not a threat to me. It would be a perfect thing for me to do.
I feel fine that I voted for Ashley last night. I have no regrets. But I think Russ felt very threatened by Marisa. He didn't like her. She spoke her mind. But I'm not afraid to stand up to him at all. He knows where I'm coming from. He knows that I have no faith in him, and I used to, but not after getting to know him.
I mean, this lady has him snuffed out. I mean, not literally, he hasn't been voted out of the game, but she has him all figured out. So based on what Russell just said and what we just saw, I'm guessing she's gonna be gone next. Jason then talks to Russell, and as it turns out, they're kind of on the same page strategically. And he says, this guy is the perfect person to align with. And he tells Jason, hey, I trust you. But then Russell has an idea. What if he looked for the idol without any clues? Since there isn't any Exile Island this season, it's very likely the idols are hidden here at their camps. So,
if I could find that idol, then that would be genius. In history of Survivor, how many people found the idol without a clue? 0.
What's he doing in there?
I'm looking. I'm looking for the immunity idol. These people are so ignorant. Everybody's standing in the same spot. I'm in a big old hole in the tree. I don't want to look suspicious, but it surely does. I seen it sitting there. So I reached up there, yanked it down, got it loose, put it in my underwear, turned around, just walked off. The wonderful immunity idol. Booyah! I have the immunity idol without any letters or anything. I just used my brilliant brain to figure out where it was. I'm running this whole show right now. I'm the boss.
What a massive move. And the fact that everyone watched him doing it without knowing just makes it funny. Not since Gary Hogaboom, aka Gary Hawkins in season 11, has someone found an idol without a clue. It's easy to forget the humble landscaper though, who definitely wasn't an NFL quarterback. Russell then tells Jason about his idol to solidify trust between them, and it works. Then in a secret scene, we see the tribe find a crap ton of papaya, and Natalie says, finally, we won't starve. We then go to the reward challenge, Schmergen Brawl. It's a brutal mix of basketball and football, where we see Laura of Galoo pulling Natalie's top down and choking her. Jeff says, hold up, no more warnings, anyone else doing anything like that and I kick you out. So of course, what better way to introduce you to Ben of Foa as he kicks Russell Swan in the shin and says, I'm not sorry, I'm an outlaw. You know, something like a 15-year-old would do, and not a 28-year-old man. They do lose immunity, and unfortunately Mike Barassi of their tribe is pulled due to medical reasons from the game. They are bleeding numbers fast, and back at camp, Galoo got to send one of their own players to Foa for the day, and they sent Yasmin, which leads into...
I don't know how you feeling about me, but let's just say I'm not the enemy. Not only that, I'm here to help you guys strategize, because to me, I don't like a not fair fight. It's almost like, why be matched up with people that's not matched up with the right people? Because then it's like taking candy from a baby. Who the hell wants to do that? That don't boost my self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? That make me seem like I really did something that was a cakewalk.
She's full of crap.
She comes over here to our camp, disrespects us, calls us babies, tells us how we can win a challenge if we listen to her. She come to the wrong camp, because she ain't get nothing but disrespect from me from now on. And you know what? She's going to pay for that statement, I promise you.
This isn't a Yasmin video, but to say I don't understand her strategy here is an understatement. But Ben immediately fights with her while throwing around some phrases that, frankly, sound a bit racist. And based on the way Ben acts this whole season, yeah, I think they are. But Russell loves this fighting between them. Betsy sees Ben as this plague on their tribe and says, we need to vote him out. But Russell says, no, I like Ben. Ben needs to stay, and Betsy needs to go.
You know what? She better stop that.
I didn't stop that.
Betsy's going home tonight because, first of all, she's the weakest link. And second of all, she doesn't trust me. Marissa threatened me. Betsy threatened me. I'm going to go down the line. Each time somebody threatens me, they're going home. Ashley, she'll be going home next. I want to keep Ben this time, and you know what? Ben's gonna stay this time, because whatever I want happens.
And to compound this, Ben is just being the worst. He stays up all night chopping bamboo and keeps everyone awake. So obviously, this dude has to be voted off next, right? Wrong. Russell says Betsy is going because she threatened him too. What? Betsy senses something is up, and in this secret scene, she talks to Natalie.
If I was the one on the chopping block, would you tell me? Or is that too much to ask? Is that putting you in too much of a horrible position?
I would have to think on that. I mean, I don't know. That's the whole thing is I don't like to be put in those situations, period.
I wouldn't rat you out. I wouldn't say, oh, I would just want to know.
You would just want to know.
I would just want to know. Natalie wouldn't tell me that my head was on the chopping block, so that right then I knew that I was the next to go.
Betsy then says, Natalie, trust your gut, pick me over Ben. And speaking of Ben, we go to tribal council and he says, I kicked Russell Swan on purpose, and I think Yasmin is ghetto trash. That's right, he says that 2 times. And he then high fives Russell Hantz. Wow. Ben even has the gall to say, I don't start fights, I only finish them. Yeah, like when you kicked Russell Swan in the shin. So everyone goes to vote, and
You should have took my invitation while you could, but you didn't. That's why you're going home tonight. Bye-bye.
Betsy, I'm voting for you. No hard feelings. It was the majority.
Second person voted out of Survivor Samoa. Betsy. Betsy, tribe has spoken.
Well, Russell got his wish. Betsy is gone. Is he happy now? Is he? Back at camp, Jason cannot believe Ben called Yasmin ghetto trash and says Ben has to go. He's a mental plague to their tribe. Ben even says, without me around, this tribe wouldn't know what to do and they would likely die. I mean, that's a bit extreme, Ben. The show's gone on, what, 18 seasons? And no one's died without you around. How can this tribe possibly contain the egos of Ben and Russell? That's my real question, and I have no idea what the answer is. Speaking of Russell's ego, he talks to Natalie, the one he called the dumber long hair blonde, and
Natalie, how you feel?
I feel good.
How you feel about last night?
Oh, it's always brutal, but it was the majority, it was the plan, so.
Do you have any in mind who you would want to?
Gosh.
Nobody here is playing the game. Nobody is playing the game but me on my tribe. Not one person, and it is crazy.
I think we should definitely see how today goes before we start discussing this.
Well, today's just a reward, I hope. This might be the worst group in history, and I might be the best. I'm gonna have them all under control like zombies walking around.
Again, Natalie has done nothing wrong, but the editing here tells you that she is dumb and Russell is the only intelligent player on the entire tribe. On a lighter note, Natalie mentions she hasn't pooped yet and is annoyed by this, which I find kind of funny. Russell then says he likes how crazy Ben is being and keeps the target on him and not on Russ. He then talks to Ben and says, hey, Ashley wants you gone. So she needs to go, right? Like, she wants you gone, Ben. And what Russell's actually doing here is instigating fights, and it works. Ben and Ashley have a public spat right after. He's just planting seeds in their minds.
I'm telling you plant that little seed in their head, in their little brain, and then it grows, and it's called a Russell seed. It takes over their whole mind. So that makes it easy for me to manipulate every single one of them. When people fight, I love that. How can they not even think it was me? You know, these people are just idiots. It is shocking that these people trust me so much. I mean, they really do. Everybody here trusts me. It's simple. I was born for this. This is what God made me for.
Did Russell invent this technique? No, others have done this well before him, but his way of explaining it basically sounds like he did invent it, and his charisma makes it stick in your mind, like a Russell seed. I will say, it's almost like Russell has really good marketing skills. I mean, that's really what it feels like, because he's just doing things people have already done before. He's just marketing it a lot better. Foa loses immunity again, and this time Shambo is sent to the tribe to hang out, and she is so much nicer than Yasmin. In fact, she says she hates her Galoo tribe mates. Well, that's just good news to them. One girl named Laura is even doing yoga, apparently. Like, who has time for that? The audacity of Laura to do yoga on Galoo. And some are wondering if Shambo is being genuine or if she's just playing with them, because she could just be spreading lies to make it seem like she's not part of Galoo when she very much is. But then the talks of who is to be voted out next comes to a head when Jason says,
"Ben's out of here." I mean, it's like this. If it's not, then I'm leaving. So everybody can make a decision. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna put it out there like that. That's my ultimatum.
That's fine. Natalie, if I get kicked out, I'm leaving you my sweater and my tennis shoes. Okay?
Jason's like, it's either me or him. So,
No, it's either me or him.
no. Like,
Ben and I, don't worry about it.
Russell then says Jason is breaking down mentally and physically, and I wonder if Jason still had his socks, would that help? Russell then shows Mick his idol to make him trust him, and just like with Jason, it works. Usually this move is incredibly risky, telling someone else about your idol and not advised, but he has been smart with his timing of doing it and who he's been telling. So yeah, it's worked out so far. At Tribal Council, Ben and Jason come to a head as Ben is not at all apologetic for his racist remarks, and in fact, doubles down on them. So everyone goes to vote, and
I didn't want to have to do this, man, but I have no choice now. See you in Hollywood.
I am voting for Ben because this is what my alliance wants.
Third person voted out of Survivor Samoa. Ben. Ben, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
I think the tribe's a bunch of sissies. Everybody except Russell.
good. Bye-bye, Ben. Episode 4 has begun and Foa is down 10-6. Galoo hasn't lost anyone yet. This is not good. Once again, this episode starts off with Jeff narrating all about Russell, ignoring the other 15 players in the game, when Jeff says he is a force to be reckoned with. Despite having zero influence over the prior episode's vote, he wanted Ben to stay. Foa then continues their losing streak by not getting the chicken reward, and Russell says, you know what? I am over Jason as my number 2. From now on, I'm replacing him with Natalie.
My true alliance, it changes all the time. I told Jason I'd bring him to the top 2, but I don't know if I can count on Jason to stay in the game. I need somebody to be able to help me to the final 2. So I would have to take somebody like Natalie with me, because she's gonna ride my coattails the whole way. She's too stupid to do it by herself. She needs me. So I could stand up there and say, she followed my coattails this whole way. She rode me like a horse.
Russell and I have talked about since the first day about being the final 2 at the end. So at this point, I'm kind of his wingman, I guess you could say. I definitely think people underestimate me, and I want them to think that, hey, it's really smart for them to take me to the end because they could beat me. You know, use that to my advantage. And if it comes down to me or him, I know I could beat Russell in the very end, because I would say a lot of other people in the tribe have really been rubbed the wrong way by him. So I'm just trying to not ruffle feathers, steer clear, build good relationships, which is what I'm good at.
It's about flipping time we got to hear what Natalie is thinking. They gave her 0 confessionals in the first 3 episodes, while Russell got 27. More than 2/3 of this cast will not get 27 confessionals for the whole season, and that's what he got in 3 episodes. At the immunity challenge, Natalie's in the hero position for her tribe as she races to stack the blocks faster than Galoo, and they win. And in episode 5, we learn that there is a gross food eating challenge coming up, and Liz casually talks to Russell and says, you know, I'm a little bit worried that Ashley may not be good at it since she struggles to even eat coconuts. That's all Liz says, but that's not how Russell hears this. He retells this to Mick and Jason as Liz, trying to be strategic, and says she needs to shut up and stop planting seeds in other people's heads. So she's doing what you're doing, Russell? Anyways, we go to the reward challenge, and guess who blows it? Ashley. Yeah. Well, I guess Liz was right. It's kind of poetic that Russell was wrong. He'll never admit it, but it's poetic. Shambo is once again sent to Foa and gets a few clues as to where the idol is, and she just kind of shares it with everyone. As we already know, the idol was in the tree, and everyone goes and looks there, and they're like, oh, well, I guess Ben found it, but Liz knows better.
The immunity idol was never played, even if Ben had it. I mean, I know somebody has it, And I have a feeling if it wasn't Ben, it's Russell. And I have a feeling it's probably Russell. You've been in that tree.
Yeah, I've been in that tree a lot, but not all the way up in it. Where
You don't
is
have
it?
to go all the way up in it. She didn't stand up in it. I'm telling you, you are lying to me.
You're freaking me out right now because I'm telling you the truth and you tell me I'm not honest?
Well,
and you want to be the one to go next? Liz, she gets it. She knows what's going on. But why in the world would you threaten me? That's like slapping me in the face. You don't think I'm going to get back at you?
But
Girl, you're walking on that thin ice. I'm going to tell you that right now. Let me tell you, you're walking on thin ice. And whoever I want to be gone is going to be gone. I got it all under my thumb right now.
And back at camp, while everyone else is dunking on Ashley for losing, Natalie's the only one being kind.
I tried. I mean, you did so, you know what? You did so good. I'm really proud of you. You stepped it up for sure. I mean, honestly, you're helping me get through it. After the challenge, Ashley felt horrible that, you know, she felt like it was her fault. But you know what? We're kind of like sisters, so we've kind of been able to talk each other through that and encourage each other. So, you know, I just wanted to make her feel better about it. I'm so happy you're out here with me. I'm so happy you're out here. You have no idea.
Foa then loses immunity. Great, and back at camp, it is raining even harder than before. With everyone stuck in the shelter, no one can get out and talk strategy. So we go to tribal council, where
you're lazy. You can't think for yourself. You can't do for yourself. And that's why you gotta go home. That's because of me you're going home. I'm out here playing for $1 million. Never trust me.
Ashley, I'm voting for you because this is what my core alliance went with, but this is the hardest vote I think I'll make in the entire game. I'm sorry. Love you, girl. You are awesome.
5th person voted out of Survivor Samoa. Ashley. Ashley, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
By the way, I really want you to pay attention to the way Russell talks about people behind their back and contrast it with what Natalie's saying, because those things people feel, they sense when you don't really like them, you know? And Russell isn't some expert liar. I mean, he's good, but he's just a man. People can sense this stuff, especially when you're like that harsh about it. So this next moment I'm about to show you is super important, but for some reason it's buried in the recap episode, even though chronologically it takes place during episode 6. So I'm gonna show it to you, but it is super important. So I don't know why they tried hiding this.
That's how stupid these people really are. They think that I'm some redneck from the South that can't do anything. Well, you know what? I'm the richest man here.
So what do you do now? I own an oil company in Houston. It's called a tanker and service. Last year I made 1.7 million.
Really? I mean, if I would have thought that Mick would say anything about what I do for a living, then I wouldn't have told him. I'm playing all these people like fools. There is a difference between book smarts and common sense smarts. It seems like none of my group has any common sense, not a one of them.
Mick is the first person he has told this to, and Russell just loves to brag, thinking there will be no consequences for his actions. Did I mention it's been raining a lot? Seemingly an endless supply of it, and it's taking a toll on both tribes, except Russell, at least that's what he says. He says if it takes 7 days and 7 nights of rain for someone to quit, then that would be worth it. However, he then motivates Jason to keep pushing and stay in the game, which kind of just goes against what he just said. Russell says, you know what, this rain isn't going to stop, and the very next scene we see is a rainbow. So, at the reward challenge,
Left, Russ, left, left, Russ, left.
Hold on. I have no idea where he's at right now.
Down, and up. The ball is right. You know that we have to go down towards.
Whoa.
Line down.
I'm good. Let's go. Let's go. No, I'm cool. There's a little wind different pushing the ball, but I'm good.
Russ, are you okay? Russ, are you with us? Hold on. Russ?
Russell.
Russ, talk to me. Russ, talk to me. Russell, wake up, mate. Wake up. You there? Yeah. Do you remember what just happened? His heart rate was 97 when we sat him up, and now it's 68, okay?
And it dropped?
It dropped
like
really
that.
suddenly. Don't feel comfortable keeping him in, not with his heart doing what it's doing.
the leader of Galoo is out, the good Russell, and tribal council is called off. It is a down day for everyone, and Jason says the chances of Fofo winning this thing are so low. He says at this rate, he doesn't even think the tribe's gonna make it past day 21. And Natalie says, I am confident we can reach the end. Our opening narration for episode 7 has Jeff saying, while everyone else is suffering in the rain, Russell is thriving. Foa then loses reward, and this time Laura Moret is sent to their camp from Galoo.
I figured Sham would send me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I figured she would. There's definitely an undercurrent why Sham sent me over to the Foa tribe. I mean, clearly she doesn't like me. Okay, so you have twins.
Mm-hmm. I have twin girls, 9. My dad's a preacher.
Please? I'm a theology student.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Got my degree in women's ministries.
I swear to you, you can trust me.
What are we gonna do? Go to the final two, the two of us
Final
together?
2.
Russell came to me and was conspiring to have this secret alliance that clearly nobody would ever suspect. And, you know, that's another card that I stick in my pocket that I might want to play. I mean, you know, it's just food for thought.
You know, when it comes down to it, I hope it's final 3. Because you know what I hope? I would hope it would be me, you, and Natalie in the final 3.
Well, I was happy when they decided to send Laura to our camp because it doesn't look like we're going to go with numbers into a merge. So what I have to do now is work my Houdini magic on Laura.
I can spot a good Christian anytime. It's easy. There's no immunity out of you.
Did she find it?
Ben found it and didn't play it.
He is such a liar. Russell has not shown any characteristics of being a Christian, so it's all just a ploy to appeal to Laura, who seems to take what Russell's told her with a grain of salt, though she doesn't deny the option of working with him. However, I have to ask, what is his thought process here when offering her this deal? They just met. It isn't day 1 where they're on the same tribe. They're on opposing tribes, and we're almost halfway through the game. This is like a day 1 tactic when no one's aligned with anyone. It's kind of the wrong place, wrong time in my opinion. We then see Laura and Natalie have a legitimate connection over being Christians that Russell couldn't fake if he wanted to. However, he does like that she is doing this since Natalie's getting in good with the enemy as he sees it. And we have learned over on the Galoo tribe that Laura's kind of in charge of all the women over there. And Liz hates this.
We have a good group. Our pastor and his wife and a bunch of the other friends have them. We're not like these really badass
As long as
people.
we have a flame.
We can ride our Harleys down to Starbucks and get a coffee.
I didn't get to finish. So it was like a inspirational. It was a fairly small book. It had little chapters about being positive and, you know, uplifting. And I was just like,
yeah, this is like a crisis. And they're talking about their faith in books. Russell, I understand we have a guest, but they're talking about Book of the Month clubs. Damn.
Liz is so stupid. I don't even see how she can walk without falling down. It's just ridiculous.
If we merge, we need somebody on the inside, and Natalie's doing a good job talking to Laura around the camp. So I have to keep Natalie for my little toy. You know, she has to be there for me so I can manipulate her little mind and do what I want her to do.
When it comes to this game, you better be street smart.
And Liz has a mouth on her, and I don't think she knows when to shut up. So I'm gonna keep my eye on her.
Foa loses immunity, and everyone sees just how much worse Jason has gotten since day 1 when he crushed the swimming challenge. This dude is out of it, and he seems to just be chilling and waiting for his time to end. Russell says these people are going to lose me the game.
These idiots are probably gonna cost me $1 million. And I plan on having a lot of fun with the money. A lot of fun.
Maybe we need to get rid of Jason because he gave up out there. He's just standing there looking at the puzzle like it's gonna move itself.
We gotta mix something up, so what happens, happens.
You're the weakest link when it comes to trust. That's why I gotta get rid of you. If the merge happens, I know you'll flip-flop.
Liz, I'm voting for you because this was what the group decided.
6th person voted out of Survivor Samoa. Liz, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Fofo just needs a break, you know, and I think that's why I probably had to go. I mean, just strategically, it made sense for Natalie to stay in case there is a merge. Diplomatically, Natalie has made some strides with Laura, so it was a very strategic move on Foa's part. So in that sense, it's not that surprising that that they voted me out.
Interesting that Liz recognizes the importance of Natalie's connection to Laura she made in the short time they were there together. I guess the merge is coming soon because in episode 8, it's all anyone can talk about. Russell tells Mick, Jason, and Natalie, we have to stick together against Galoo or we're all done for.
I'm not really nervous about my numbers. I'm too good for this game. I'm too sly. And now I gotta make sure my seed is planted in all these dumbasses' heads. So once we do merge, we can stir them up over there.
Congratulations, Fofo and Galoo. You are now on track.
We are now merged, but Foa is down 8-4, and it's a big lead. I am unsure how Foa will be able to chip into it. Maybe if Russell plays his idol at this tribal and no one knows about it besides, of course, Foa, then they could actually get someone out and possibly flip Shambo. I mean, they still wouldn't have the numbers, but it's something. It's definitely something. Everyone enjoys the feast, and Russell states that Galoo doesn't know what's about to hit them, and that's when Monica feeds him.
Welcome to the merge feast.
I can already see I'm a ruler in this kingdom. I mean, come on. Who gets grapes fed to them? The kings do.
Is this Russell's turn as a character? Think about it. So far, he's been a bully and a jerk any chance he gets, but that was when he was in charge. Now we have Russell Hantz and company against the Goliath Galoo tribe of 8. All of a sudden, this perspective shift makes him the underdog. Now he seems like a good guy. I say this, and then in a secret scene, we see him free one of the chickens that Galoo has caught, and
It's time for me to create the chaos. I'm in a bind right now, so I have to get everybody else at each other's throat. I decided to open the hatch so the chickens could get out. Bird go free. I want to have a little bit of fun tonight. So I get up and I put the idol around my neck. I start looking at everybody, sleeping. All of a sudden I see Dave's up. I say, oh, this is great.
You get up this early all the time. You know what? It was, I teach boot camp, so I'm up about 4 a.m.
I thought it was funny that Dave was sitting there talking to me and the idol's sitting right there. All he's got to do is look at it. But he never did. None of them are thinking really the game. They think get rid of Foa. They think they have numbers. They think that they're just going to weed us out one at a time. It's not going to happen.
kind of creepy, don't you think? Who walks around staring at people with their idol around their neck? I guess that's why it was cut from the show. They want you to root for Russell and not think he's this evil villain.
The Galoo camp, I love it. It's awesome. I feel like I'm at the Hilton. You know, at Foa we had absolutely nothing. Here at Galoo, there's blankets, pillows, everybody, it really seems like a family.
I'll show you where our water and stuff is.
Okay. Laura kind of took me under her wing. She was kind of like mother hen, showing me around, and it was really nice because it was really important for me to talk to Laura to find cracks in this group. Make no mistake, there are cracks. It's just, are there enough cracks and big enough cracks to get the numbers on our side?
You know what this is? If you could take me to the top 7, I'll hand it to you. I swear I will.
I can't believe Russell showed me he had the idol. But you know what? Desperate people do desperate things. I don't believe he would give that to me, but just knowing that he has it is huge, which means when we do get rid of him, it's going to have to be a big blindside.
Who do you want the first one to go? One of my guys?
It'll be one of your guys or Shambo.
Right.
It's kind of funny. Russell came to me with this attitude of like, I'm the boss and here's some rules, he tells me. And I'm like, okay, well, just so you know, I kind of hold all the cards right now, and you just need to try and stay alive.
You're in a worse position than myself at this point. You're coming here with 10%, I got 90.
Right. Laura's digging her own grave. She told me, I'm 90% in charge of this, Russell. You're about 10% right now. In other words, sit down and listen. No, it don't work like that for me. Okay. She might be the first to go.
What? What is he doing? What? Why? He's going about this completely the wrong way and maybe sabotaging anything good Natalie is building with her. Foa needs numbers badly, and Russell knows this, so this is why he goes and talks to Monica and shows her the idol too. And that doesn't work. So he does the same with John, who takes this, by the way, as a way to stroke his own ego, but it still doesn't work for Russell in terms of getting them numbers. He's just showing everyone his idol. Why is he freely telling the opposition about his most powerful object? I don't know. When he told Jason and Mick it made sense, here it's just kind of like nonsense. But then he talks to Shambo, and
Shambo's a really good person, and we do connect. I think it has a lot to do with my southern background. People trust this out. So she could be one of my numbers. I mean, I could use her for that.
You ain't worried about Laura doing some kind of sneaky move on you?
Of course I am. Knowing what a little spiteful snake she is, she's half the battle.
Shambo hates Laura. She hates her. So I know at any point she'll vote Laura's name.
I trust Russell implicitly. The guy is definitely cut from the same cloth as me. He's a country boy, I'm a country girl. And he just keeps bringing up that Laura needs to go first. She's the bane of my existence in Samoa. So it's not like we need this multi-layered plot. write Laura's name down tonight. It's that simple.
You ever heard of a man named Babe Ruth? He struck out more than anybody ever. But you know what? He also hit the most home runs. So that tells me one thing. Keep swinging, baby. Eventually you're gonna hit one.
Okay, this could work. A Shambo flip only gives them 5, but if he plays it out correctly, 5 is all they would need. However, Laura does win immunity, squashing that plan, and Eric of the Old Galoo laughs and says these FOA members can't win anything. He then talks to them and...
I think there's a way for the 3 of you to stay in the game tonight. If the 3 of you guys vote for Monica, then definitely the 3 of you will stay, and I'm pretty sure Russell will stay anyways. So, best interest would be the 3 of you to vote the same way and not tell Russell. We want him to think that he's going home tonight. That way he plays the island. What you need to know, you know. You choose a different route, there'll be a different outcome. I can't guarantee the 4 of you to hear them all.
Wow, what a jerkhole. It's like they're a group of children and he's the boss. Jason says, screw that guy, let's get him out. So Natalie goes and talks to Laura and...
Eric came to us and he was like, well, y'all 4 need to be on it tonight. He's freaking out. Why is he freaking out? He wants all of the girls gone. I don't trust Eric. I'll get him out first. Okay, Kel. What's up? Okay. She wants to know if we can vote. Think of it this way, Galoo still has plenty of people. Plenty.
Kelly and Laura, I just basically let them know that Eric needed to go now. We have 4 people, they have 8. It's not a big deal if they lose 1.
What I failed to mention before is that Laura leads the Galoo women. Monica and Kelly are kind of her lackeys. When Russell Swan got medically evacuated, she basically became the new unofficial leader of this tribe, and Natalie planting that seed in her is huge. It was the right person to do it with, and her connection with her is why it will even work. Natalie tells Russell what she did, and he's like, yeah, okay, I doubt anything you said made an impact, Natalie. So at Tribal Council, everyone votes, and...
Don't think I don't know what y'all doing. This is the best blindside that ever happened.
Eric, I'm voting for you, and I really hope that everybody does what they say they're gonna do.
Sorry, E, but your own paranoia was your demise. The minute that you decided to go against Galoo and turn against the girls, you had to go.
Everybody knows I have it, I might as well play it.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Russell tonight will not count. First vote, Jason. Jason. 2 votes, Jason. Eric. Eric. 2 votes, Jason. 2 votes, Eric. Eric. That's 3 votes, Eric. 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 That's 5 votes, Eric. Eric. 6 votes, Eric. 7th person voted out of Survivor Samoa and the first member of our jury. Eric. Eric. Tribe has spoken.
Galoo just lost a member and they are now only up 7-4, and what a huge vote off that was. Without Natalie doing what she did, they would have voted for her, Mick, or Jason. Since Russell was dumb enough to tell every single Galoo member he had an idol, so they weren't gonna vote for him. He was like a giddy child looking for affirmation. Heck, in the opening narration for episode 9, Jeff gives Natalie all the credit. So now with Natalie at the peak of her power.
Oh my word, I have no idea. Well, I kind of went out for a walk and I stumbled upon this rat or this mouse. Oh gosh. Okay, just turn around. Eat your snack. Eat your snack. Eat your snack. Eat your snack, buddy. Oh gosh. Oh my word. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is pitiful. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, have mercy. Oh my word. I have something to show y'all.
What do you got?
A rat. I swear, it is, y'all, I swear. Russell.
Natalie walks into camp with this rat and a coconut, and we're all just shocked. Did you catch that?
Well, I killed it. I hit it with a stick and then the rock. I just don't know. Yeah.
She came into this game, the Southern Belle, you know, very sweet, nice girl, but definitely not the rough and tumble survivor type.
Beef jerky. Oh, that's so good.
It kind of just tastes like chicken.
On so many levels, I'm proud of Natalie out here. You know, from what I knew about her coming in to where she is now, I think she's changed a lot over the last 23 days, and I'm really happy for her.
I am shocked they spent a whole 2 minutes of the episode dedicated to Natalie killing a rat. I mean, I didn't show all 2 minutes, but trust me, 2 minutes out of a 42-minute episode for that, That's pretty big. However, they're still down 4-7 and he's worried he's next to go. He needs a miracle to take place to save his game, which is made even more apparent when Laura says Russell is their next target. So when his team loses the reward challenge, he knows the winning team is likely getting an idol clue. So he says, screw that, I'm just gonna look for it while they're gone without a clue.
I don't care about no damn reward. I'm here to win the game. I'm gonna find the next immunity idol and I ain't gonna tell a damn soul. You know, I thought maybe it might be around tree mail, it might be around the water, or it might be around the bridge. It has to be near something, a landmark, something. That easy. I think I just found the second hidden immunity idol without a clue. This might be worth $1 million. I found the immunity idol without anybody telling me anything. That's just the gift that I have. This was why I was born. I missed fried chicken and brownies for the second hidden immunity idol. Sounds like a good exchange to me.
This is massive. That's likely the only idol anyone has, since we learned earlier that Eric went home with the Galoo idol in his pocket, though Russell doesn't know this. And he tells Shambo about his idol, who is so excited because he says we can get out Laura, aka Medusa. Shambo says, I now trust Russell impeccably. But unfortunately, Laura wins immunity again. Great. She then says Russell has been lying to all of us. AKA, I am sure all of Galoo has passed around the deals he has tried making with each and every one of them, and all the lies he's said so far as well. So he's definitely the target tonight. Russell then tells Foa that Kelly's gone tonight, and then he tells them about his idol, and they're just blown away with Jason proclaiming that he's beginning to love Russell. As I said before, this underdog position is doing wonders to make Russell rootable. So we go to tribal council, and
you just got caught up at the wrong place in the wrong time.
Kelly, I'm voting for you because this is Fovo's last hope.
You lied to me from day one, and so it's hard to build a trustworthy relationship from there. Sorry.
I ain't finished playing just yet. Keep hope alive.
This is an idol. Any votes cast against Russell will not count. First vote. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. Russell, that's 3 votes Russell, none of them count. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. Kelly.
Oh my God.
2 votes, Kelly.
He just stirred up a lot of hell is what he did.
8th person voted out of Survivor Samoa and the 2nd member of our jury. Kelly. Kelly, the tribe has spoken.
You know, I think that was a cheap shot made under the mind of Russell because he thought I was playing too nice and he was too manipulative. You know, he's just a little sneaky man, and he's, you know, his character is horrible from things he's told me in the game, from things he does in real life, and I don't feel like I deserve to go home at all. You know, I feel like I was playing the game really well and I was playing genuine. And it's just a shame that like a sneaky little rat like Russell would feel the need to like get rid of the genuine player.
First off, that was an impeccably played idol. It sets the record for the most votes negated by one idol to this point in Survivor history. But something was clearly not shown to us, not even in secret scenes. We never saw him interact with Kelly, and yet she has a lot of mean things to say about him. So what didn't we witness? On the plus side, if Shambo flips, then they would be tied 5-5 with the remaining Galoo. Things are heating up, and that's when Russell compares himself to
my work is done. It's like a painting, like a Picasso. You know, he's a great artist. This is my artwork. This might be one of my best pieces of work I've ever done. It's gonna be a pretty expensive sale. They write me a check for $1 million for this work, so I could take that to the bank.
He is so cocky, but he did earn it after that amazing idol play. Shambo is in stitches after seeing how mad Laura got by the blind side and straight up says, if I find an idol, I'm gifting it to Russell so he can make Laura's head explode again. Brilliant. On top of that, Russell is now looking for his 3rd idol, but no luck so far. But what's baffling to me, though I guess it shouldn't be at this point, is how he thinks he has this game in the bag, as we see in the secret scene with Natalie.
It feels really good to be aligned with Russell. I mean, he is the most powerful player in this game. He knows that whatever he votes, I vote too. So really, he's got 2 votes no matter what. Any way he wants to play it.
When it comes down to brass knuckles and it's just me and you and somebody else, you have to swear to me. You ain't gonna think that I'm gonna beat you because I played the game better and vote me off. Swear on Mick. You're gonna start thinking that's a lot of money. Your brain's gonna start working.
Who better to take? There's no way she can beat me in votes. She followed and did everything I told her to do. She wouldn't even know how to talk. She might even say, oh, he's right, give it all to him. You know, she's so sweet, I love it.
He is so cocky. Natalie's team wins reward along with Russell, and she thanks the fellow Glue members, whereas Russell's like, they didn't let us win, Natalie. Again, their massive difference in personalities on display, except this time it's in front of others. On the Sprint phone that I am 100% going to get as soon as this video is done, of course, there is a clue to the idol. But more importantly, if you freeze frame it, you can see who took pictures with who. And I noticed there are quite a few pictures of Dave Ball and Natalie, a connection they haven't shown us, at least not yet. More importantly, they get a clue to another idol at camp, and upon their return,
We totally underestimated Russell's capability of finding the idol. What we need to do is keep that hidden immunity out of Russell's hands.
For the same thing I'm looking for, Jason?
I don't know. What are you looking for?
You're the one that's lifting up rocks.
I know that it has to be where that wall is in camp. They have a rock in a little hole, square hole. Looks like the rock in the picture to me. There it is. Oh my God. And my butt's probably in the sling more than ever. But not if they think I have an idol. I'm gonna be A-okay.
That is 3 idols for Russell. The only other idol we have seen this season went home with Eric. How can this day get better? Well, it can, because Laura loses immunity and Mick wins, which means Shambo is a lock to vote with them. All they need to do is flip one more person if they don't want to do a rock draw, but at worst, they're drawing rocks right now. Laura then talks with Dave and John and says, let's wait until the last minute to make a decision on who to vote out tonight, and by that I mean let's vote out Russell. John says no way, let's target Natalie. She is 100% not going to have an idol played for her. But then things heat up in this secret scene where Russell and Laura talk strategy.
Can I ask one thing, a favor from you? One thing.
What?
I don't want to be the one that gets blindsided. If you tell me, I'll just go. You could tell me right before, you could tell me 10 minutes before, a minute before.
I want to see Russell go home tonight. The tough part for me in this game is that balance of lying to somebody. No, I don't want to lie to somebody, but can you manipulate them enough to where you can avoid the lying? You know what? I don't know. I can't make you that promise because I also have allegiance to other people. But if it's okay with them, then I will totally give you a heads up. Well, you're the one on the tribe that lied to all of us.
Right.
That's the huge thing.
That played the game the hardest. Yeah, everybody plays the game different.
No, I played the game hard. I didn't lie to you.
Did you lie to Eric? You think blindsided is not lying?
I told him right up front. No, I didn't tell him he was going to go home. I never told him he was going to go home. He never asked me. I didn't come out here to just camp for 39 days. I came out here to win $1 million. And I owe Russell nothing. Absolutely nothing. I owe Russell my vote to get him off the island is what I owe Russell.
Oh, things are coming to a head tonight. Neither person's going to flip, and we are likely getting a rock draw, the first time since season 4. Monica then talks to Russell, who looks completely disinterested in what she has to say, and she says, let's vote off John. I mean, not a bad suggestion, but Russell knows Shambo will only flip for Laura, so she has to be voted off next, period. He suspects Monica's just blowing smoke up his butt so there won't be a tie, and yeah, he's right. He then talks to John and says, hey, your tribe is telling me they're gonna vote you out, dude, but I'm not buying it. Laura is gone tonight. Russell isn't considering that one of these Glue members could have the idol from their camp when saying all of this. However, he scares John, so at Tribal Council, they all vote, and
Laura, you're a viperous poison. I pray to God you go tonight. The other day you told me that I may be faster than you, but you're smarter than me. You see, that's why you're going home tonight. You underestimated me.
Laura, I'm voting for you because this is Foa's only hope, and this is what we came to an agreement on with Sham. You played an awesome game. Sorry, girl.
First vote, Laura. Natalie, 1 vote Laura, 1 vote Natalie. Natalie, 2 votes Natalie. Laura, 2 votes Laura. Laura, that's 3 votes Laura.
This is good.
Natalie, that's 4 votes Laura. Natalie, Laura, Natalie. We have a tie. Here's how the tie is going to work. Laura and Natalie, you will not vote. Everybody else will vote. You can only vote for Laura or Natalie.
Unwavering in this decision.
Okay, second round. Let's see what happens.
First vote, Laura. 2 votes, Laura. Laura. That's 3 votes, Laura. Natalie. Natalie. Tied again. Laura. That's 4 votes, Laura. 3 votes, Natalie. 1 vote left. 9th person voted out and the 3rd member of our jury. Laura. Laura, the tribe has spoken.
He's just sneaky. There's something about him. There's some evilness that you don't want to cross about him, but yet he doesn't care. You know, he doesn't care that he knows that he does it.
It finally happened. Shambo flipped, and on that revote, John flipped to avoid a rock draw. Wow. In the opening narration of the next episode, Jeff says 3 game-changing events took place and attributes all of them to Russell as if everyone else did nothing. Oh my word. Well, it is now time for the Survivor auction, and unlike some, Natalie wins big.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
200.
Just bought herself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Jeff.
Sold to Natalie.
Oh my goodness. Look at all this peanut butter. Wow, that's a lot of peanut butter. Good girl.
Next item. You've been looking at it. Clean underwear.
Clean underwear. 120.
Sold to Natalie. $120.
Woo! Oh my goodness.
Does the show want us to think Natalie's extremely hot? Well, that's what the music applied there in that scene, and I'm wondering, would Russell have gotten the same music if he had won it? You be the judge. But despite Russell not winning anything, 2 moments were interesting in regards to him. For example, when Jeff puts up a covered item and says, "What's the likelihood this is bad?" and Russell says, "Oh, extremely high." And then Monica wins it and it's actually really good. Kind of funny. The show has done this a few times this season so far. John also buys a pie and doesn't share it with anyone, and Russell says, "That was dumb." And I agree. But now with Laura gone, the real question is, which Glue member goes next? Well,
Shambo had a dream that they voted off Dave. I said, that's a sign, Shambo. That's a sign. That's like God talking to you. So she has her dreams, who she's voting off, and then that's who it has to be.
You got somebody unstable like Shambo, all she votes with is her emotions. You make her mad at somebody, that's it. She'll vote for him.
Oh my word.
Once Dave's gone, we have the numbers, I'll run it all the way to the top.
he is right. Shambo runs almost exclusively on her emotions based on what we have seen, and logic is not as high of a priority. Jason then wins immunity, and John approaches Russell and says, "Hey, I know you have the idol." Which, as we all know by now, if you simply tell Russell something like that, you're the target. It's like you're threatening him and his family. Russell doesn't even need to say this for us to know it. However, I'll let you know that Russell, he says it. He also lies to John and says, "I won't burn you." Russell then goes to Dave and says, "Let's vote off John." And we see Jason and Mick talking about the sudden change of plans. Jason smartly observes that by treating Shambo like this, by turning on her, because she's voting for Dave, and leaving her out of the plan, we are no better than Galoo. We should just vote Dave, and Jason's right. So, they all go to vote, and
you're a great strategic player. I could be the only strategic player left, so that's why I have to let you go.
John, I'm voting for you because you're a very strategic player and you're a huge threat to Foa. So, good game.
10th person voted out, the 4th member of our jury. John.
She has no idea what happened.
John, tribe has spoken. Pleasure, boys.
Russell may be the smartest survivor person here. It puts him in a better position that he has two smart, loyal, trustworthy people behind him in Mick and Jason, and then he has Natalie, who seemingly loves him. So Russell is so powerful here.
I think John sees a lot of himself in Russell and clearly values his type of game. After all, John's ego is massive, and in the Ponderosa videos, we see him being super arrogant. But I am wondering how Russell will make Shambo not feel burned by betraying her trust.
When John came up to me, he was saying how pissed off he was at you.
Okay.
So he's trying to get rid of you. And I didn't want you to
break my word.
Break your word to him.
I couldn't have. I would have written Dave down anyway.
So, Everything's still cool. I don't want you to worry.
Oh, well, that was easy. Just lie to her. We then see a scene that is very telling about what Jason values in this game as he talks to Monica and CGI Brett, yes, that is the first time I've said his name, and says Russell is playing this reckless bulldog sort of game while he has stayed behind the scenes and been the brains, Jason referring to himself as the brains. Now, whether you agree with him or not, it's not really what's important here. What is important is that this is Jason's perspective and that's what he values in the game. But he also casually mentions that Russell is loaded, aka stinking rich. I guess at some point Mick must have told him. But anyways, Jason wins immunity again, and Russell says, now Shambo's wish can come true. Dave is next. He then talks to Monica, and funnily enough, she plants seeds of doubts in him. Interesting. She says the jury will vote for Shambo at the end of the game. She basically says you can't sit next to Shambo and win. While we know this is all bollocks, Russell actually agrees with Monica and says this is true. Interesting. He then talks to Dave and
your best strategic move would be talking to me. Everybody's debating you and Shambo.
Okay.
So I decide Shambo. I could get Natalie.
Russell comes to me and says, if you, Brett, and Monica vote Shambo, Shambo goes home. So Shambo tonight, huh?
That's how I'm seeing it.
Honestly, I got no problem with that at all.
But why? You already know you're voting him out, so why make this deal? It's unnecessary. You don't have to burn him. Dave doesn't have the numbers and Russell doesn't suspect he has the glue idol, so why? It's so dumb to do to a future jury member. So they all go to vote and
Shambo, I'm voting for you because this is the name Russell gave me to keep my head off the block. I don't think it's gonna work, but it feels pretty good.
You were running around threatening to get me out of the game. That was your biggest mistake in the game. Now I gotta get rid of you.
Dave, I'm voting for you. Sorry, you're hilarious, but this was the majority, and you are a strategic threat, so good game.
11th person voted out, the 5th member of our jury, Dave. Dave, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Dave is gone, so who is the next target? Monica? No. CGI Brett, of course. Russell says this guy could sweep the jury, and actually Russell's not too far off. Galoo will pretty much be making up the whole jury at the rate we're going, and CGI Brett is a nice dude who hasn't annoyed anyone and has been humble, kind of like Natalie White. He could win, so it sucks when he wins his first immunity challenge. Yeah, guess he's not going tonight. Russell's like, well, Monica's gone. So we then see Mick talk to CGI Brett and Monica and says, yeah, Russell is a snake, sure, but everyone knows this about him, and we can kind of adapt to him being a snake to us all. Mick basically says that Russell's openly villainous. Monica then talks to Russell and
I think you're keeping a lot of threats around. I'm just telling you, I mean, you need to put people on your jury that are gonna vote for you. I'm surprised you wanna put me on the jury. I could make or break you on the jury, really. Jason told me you're a multi-millionaire already. I'm voting based on need. Who needs the money?
Monica, she told me that you said you're gonna vote me out after I get rid of the idol. She told me what I do for a living. Oh, why would she tell me that?
Because she's trying to stay in the game.
Russell was so angry. I might have made a mistake and told her what he does for a living. I honestly don't remember.
Monica, she had to run her little pie hole. The little bitch needs to be sent home tonight.
Man, Monica has found Russell's weakness. His ego, of course. I'm sure everyone knows about his ego, but she is the only one so far who has poked it like this and got him all riled up. I also don't think she's a Russell fan, and this isn't helping his case. But Russell is livid, and he tells Shambo he loves being angry. So at Tribal Council, Russell exposes how much Monica has rattled him.
Monica tells me, if you vote me out, I ain't putting your name down for the $1 million. And I'm gonna talk to everybody else, they ain't putting your name down. Well, you know what? You're only making me vote you out now because of what you said.
You know, Russell came into the merge and basically tried to push a lot of buttons. And I haven't seen Russell's buttons pushed, but today he was huffing and puffing all over camp. Did you say this about me? I mean, he was fuming.
Russell, little bit of teacher-student.
She got me pissed off. So if she would have played that hard this entire game, she would be the one in charge right now.
Or I could be going home earlier.
But I've been playing hard this entire game and I'm still here.
Because of idols.
Yeah, well, that's playing hard.
All of that in front of the jury, in front of a jury who currently contains one Russell supporter, 2 Russell haters, and 2 people who I am currently unsure are voting for. Yeah, not a great look. And with that, I want to show you another thing Russell said pregame from the same interview that opened this video before showing you the vote.
I think I'm smarter than the whole cast. I think I'm street smarter than the whole cast, and that's the whole thing. You have to be smart enough to know when to shut up, and you got to be smart enough to know when to cause problems. People think, well, why would you want to do such vindictive things? Well, you don't want to do vindictive things in their face. That would be stupid. You do vindictive things so behind the scenes they're all at each other's throat.
If you tell me that you're not gonna write my name down for the $1 million if I put you on the jury, that's just gonna only make me want to vote you out even more. Stupid, stupid little girl. Bad strategy. Happy birthday.
Monica, happy early birthday. But I'm voting for you because you created all kinds of drama today. Hats off to you for trying. But yeah, we can't have that again, so sorry. Happy early birthday again.
12th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury, Monica. Monica, the trap has spoken.
I believe Russell has completely forgotten the keep it hidden strategy because, yeah, he's not keeping it hidden anymore. He thought this would be a cakewalk. In the very next episode, he goes off on how CGI Brett needs to go. But while he is making enemies of everyone, Natalie and CGI Brett connect in a way that we had only seen her do with Laura prior.
Ephesians 3:16 through 19. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you through his spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith.
Natalie and I, kind of come from, I think, a similar walk of life, and I think something like that is a great foundation for a trusting relationship.
That you may be filled to the measure of all with the fullness of God. Ephesians 3:16 through 19.
That's good. Oh my gosh, Brett is an absolute sweetheart. I mean, Brett and I have had several discussions about the Bible and about some Christian books. I've really enjoyed that, so it's been nice to have that in common.
I can't say this for certain, but I think this is when Brett is locked into voting for Natalie at the end. They're actually friends, and Russell lies to him multiple times that we see. Heck, even at the reward challenge, we see her pick CGI Brett for their team, and we see them praying together. And when they lose, Natalie tells the other team to genuinely enjoy their reward. I say genuinely because she's being genuine. Back at camp, we see Natalie and Brett hanging out with Natalie saying, CGI Brett is awesome. His team wins a reward, and on said reward, they all discuss what Natalie did.
Honestly, why do you think Natalie picked Brett first today? I mean, that was an interesting choice.
I'll tell you what I call it, very telling.
I know for a fact. Natalie's with me.
But the thing is, I'm putting it in their head. Well, maybe something is going on with Mick, Natalie, and Brett. So we're gonna have to stop it immediately.
We're gonna have to blindside everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody left.
Peace.
I mean, Russell's all riled up, and I don't think Jason and Shambo care nearly as much as he does. But speaking of those two, let's take a pause and evaluate who is in this game. Who could Russell beat at the end? So far, we have seen Natalie make friends with at least half of the jury so far, so I wouldn't even bother taking her. CGI Brett is in an even better position than Natalie, so no chance with him. Mick seems to be liked, but I think Russell's played a better game, and we haven't witnessed Mick making any deep connections with anyone outside of Jason. Shambo is hated by almost all of Galoo, so she is an easy person to beat at the end, despite what Monica said earlier. And Jason is in a similar position to Mick, except I think he might be a little less respected because everyone's seen how he's kind of checked out of the game. So basically, I think Russell's best bets at the end are between Shambo, Jason, and Mick. I think he could beat some combo of them. So when Russell talks to Natalie and says he wants to sit at the end with her and Jason, it makes me a bit concerned. But that's in the future. For now, CGI Brett needs to go.
But now, because you picked Brett, they freaked out. Every single person there, because you did that, they're like, oh well, they might get together. Mick might be, Mick might be. So we gotta get rid of Mick.
Russell, from the very first day, he told me, I'll take you to the final 2 if I can trust you. And I was like, you can trust me. I've been completely honest with him, letting him know what's going on, and we've kind of been on the same page with everything. So we actually have quite a bit of power. 2 brains are better than 1.
If we can prevent Brett from winning immunity, then today will be a wonderful day. He's a little punk. He's 110 pounds, He's not faster than me. He's not stronger than me.
It is done. They say don't get confident in this game. You know what? I'm confident as hell.
Brett wins immunity, guaranteed a spot in the final 5. Once again, Brett is safe at Tribal Council, guaranteed a spot in the final 5.
Well, CGI Brett wins immunity number 2, so that ain't happening. Back at camp, Jason approaches Russell and says, Shambo's next. By the way, I love when Jason steps up and tells Russell what to do. That is now 2 times this season, and guess what? Both times Jason's getting his way. Shambo catches the tail end of that conversation with Jason and says, hey Russell, what's going on? And Russell just lies and lies to her. No reason to lie, by the way. She has no power, no idol. But either way, it's kind of a win-lose situation no matter how you go about it. But then we see them talk in this secret scene.
So I was on the jury with Brett.
Yeah.
Who do you think would possibly vote for me?
I know that Dave would vote for you, and
Natalie would vote for me.
Nat would vote for you.
Mick would vote for me.
Mick would vote for you. That's how many?
3.
All right. Jason would vote for you.
Yeah, but that's one of the, that's one of the 3.
What do you mean?
They can't be all of them. They ain't all gonna be on the jury.
They most certainly are.
How? Oh, yeah, if.
You're saying you're taking one of them, not me.
No, I see what you're saying. I wasn't thinking. Brett's gonna,
maybe you were thinking.
If Brett wasn't. I said I made a mistake, Shambo.
It's all good, baby. I got you.
Whatever.
Don't be getting all huffy.
You're the one getting huffy. What are you talking about?
Oh, for the love of Christ, shut the hell up.
I mean, how does she not know at this point? She has to know something is up, and in further prodding of Russell, he just keeps doubling down and says, Mick is gone, Shambo is safe. But maybe, just maybe, it is because Russell's debating on whether he really wants Mick gone or not, aka the smart move at this point, besides voting out Natalie.
Shambo gets in my nerves. Well, I tell you what, I don't even like her breath. I don't even know why she's still here. I know why she's still here, because we're using her stupid butt for votes.
I can keep Shambo around because she's gonna not ever put my name down. She's horrible at the challenges, and she ain't gonna get any votes for the $1 million. That's 3 good reasons, extremely good reasons. The only good reason to keep Mick around, there's one. Keep athletes together to be able to beat Brett in the next immunity challenge.
Yeah, at Tribal Council, he wears the necklace again, just to show off at this point, no other reason to do it. And when Jeff asks if he's going to play tonight, he says, I'm gonna keep it as a souvenir. So, when they all vote,
I gotta get rid of you today, because we gotta keep the team strong, and you are the weakest link.
Shambo, I'm voting for you for 2 reasons. First and foremost, we have to get rid of Brett and Mick and Jason. I think a better chance of beating Brett, and also, I'm loyal to Jason, Mick, and Russell. First and foremost, great game, girls.
13th person voted out, the 7th member of our jury. Shambo, the tribe has spoken.
Finale time. It is Russell Hantz versus Natalie White versus Mick versus Jason versus CGI Brett. The opening narration of the show has Jeff saying everyone takes their cues from Russell Hantz, followed by a shot of Natalie smiling and saying how awesome he is. Yes, I get it, show. Russell is the greatest thing since Boston Rob, who also didn't win the 2 seasons he played prior to Russell. But then the cockiness of Russell elevates again when he says,
we have to get rid of Brett. It's a shame that I'm set up with these bunch of misfits, because I should be here with superstars.
You know what's gonna happen if he wins the next one? I ain't gonna be able to save you.
But how would I be next, though? Why would I be next?
Because the 3 guys stayed to beat him on the last challenge.
Well, that sucks.
Well, we just gotta win. He's not some freaking athlete genius.
You know, my whole goal coming into this game was to play the underdog, be underestimated, and just kind of slide through, which is what I've done, and it's gotten me this far. You know, Russell and I had always planned to be in the top.
You know, Brett's won 2 individual immunities. He could possibly win the last 2, but what's 2 immunities? If Jason can win 2 in a row, anybody can win 2 in a row. That means absolutely nothing to me. So you telling me he's all of a sudden Superman because he wins 2? He's not some superstar to me. You start thinking that, you start getting weak in the mind, thinking you can't beat him like you're stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson. He's no Mike Tyson. He's Brett.
Brett has it! Brett wins immunity! For the third time in a row, Brett wins individual immunity.
Natalie says, crap. I didn't want to have to vote off a FOA member yet, but I guess I don't have a choice. She then talks to Russell about what the plan is, and he says, I'm gonna keep you because there is no way you're beating me in votes. Jason is next. So in the secret scene, we basically see the Betsy scene from earlier, but replaced with Jason.
For some reason, I'm getting a little nervous about tonight.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're all on the same page with Mick, right?
Plan was the same this morning, right, when we left?
Yeah, Mick, if Brett wins.
Double check with Russell. Have you talked to him? Russell, myself, and Mick are all voting for Jason. As far as I know, Jason is voting for Mick and thinks that everybody's voting for Mick. So I did not want to have to face Jason at this point in time. But unfortunately, I got stuck. So it was uncomfortable. It was awkward. I kept trying to tell him, go talk to Russell, go talk to Russell. I didn't want to have to lie to him.
Just stick with Mick, okay?
Okay.
Hey, why be the bearer of bad news when Russell will do it all for fun? So when they get back to camp and Russell tells her that he's going to save her, I get confused. Why? I mean, he's lied to people in the past before he votes them out, but why would you even tell her that? Just vote her out. Mick and Jason are better challenge threats to beat CGI Brett and don't have nearly as many friends in the jury. So Russell says that Jason can't beat him in votes at the end, but is weak in challenges. He says Mick could beat him in votes, but he could actually beat CGI Brett in a challenge. But my question is, what about Natalie? She's weak in challenges and she can beat him in votes. That's a deadly duo, but he doesn't see it that way at all.
But let's discuss Mick or Jason.
There's pros and cons to both.
I could keep Mick, I could keep Jason. They both have goods and bads. So now I'm weighing it. What in the world am I supposed to do? I'm trying to keep Natalie because she's holding on my coattails.
Who better to take to the final two than her? There's no way she can beat me in votes.
Russell clearly has not been paying attention at all as to who he has made enemies with and who she is being friends with. In a secret scene, we see Jason sweating bullets because he knows it's him. So he asks Natalie and she's like, talk to Russell about it. I don't know anything. Jason then says, I'm not gonna worry about it. Russell promised me final three and he's gonna hold true to that. He has me feeling all cozy and safe. So at Tribal Council,
I hate that I have to do this, but man, I gotta keep to my strategic play. And I think this is the best move for me to win the game. So I had to do it.
Jason, this has by far been the hardest vote to date. Sorry, but I'm voting for you because it was just last minute scrambling, and we just felt that Mick would have a better shot at beating Brett at the next immunity. Good game.
14th person voted out and the 8th member of our jury. Jason. Jason, tribe has spoken.
I'm kind of pissed off at Russell for blindsiding me this way. I would think that at least for a relationship that you had since day 2, you at least let the guy know he's going home. So I don't think I'd be cheering for Russell on this one. Brett's a real good dude, you know, and I wonder, like, if in a veil of ignorance kind of sense, if I was just looking objectively at each one of them, I think Brett would probably deserve the money more than anybody else, or I'd rather have him have the money than anybody else. But can I go against FOA and vote against him? I mean, that's the question.
So dumb. He should have voted off Natalie. The Shambo vote followed by this may be Russell's worst moves all game, you know, besides fighting with future jury members. And what Jason says just reinforces his earlier statements on what he values in this game. Russell then talks to CGI Brett, and I am baffled. I am completely baffled he's still doing this, because look what he does here.
You think you can beat me?
I don't know.
If I went to the final 3 and I got to choose, what I can promise you is me and you would be in the top 3. Deal. Top 3.
Legitimate.
If I win this challenge today, I'm 100% positive that the game is mine. I won the $1 million.
Dude, no. Who cares if you're in the final 3 or not if CGI Brett wins immunity? You literally cannot win against him. So after the final 4 goes through with the rites of passage and reminisces on all the people Russell talks smack about, we go to the immunity challenge where...
No, I gotta be honest with you guys. I think Monica was the fakest person here. I think
this challenge is on. Mick is the first one out of the challenge. Natalie's now out of the challenge. We're down to 2. Brett falls off, Russell wins the final individual immunity challenge.
That was clutch. CGI Brett will be gone, and Russell needs to find a way to get these swing votes on the jury to his side because there are far too many people in Natalie's corner so far. Back at camp, he is so cocky. Natalie strokes his ego by saying, hey, you did a good job. And he talks to CGI Brett and says, the deal is going to be broken. I have to vote you out. Now, is this a dumb move? I mean, it was from the moment he made the deal. This isn't the dumb move. The dumb move was earlier when he made the deal. However, the sad music playing underneath means we should be sympathizing with both men, especially Russell. After all, he had to make a hard decision. Woe is him. CGI Brett bluntly states that I guess Russell isn't a man of his word. Well, duh. At Tribal Council, Russell says that CGI Brett should be in the final 3. It's only fair. Why is Russell saying this in front of the jury? Why would he say he's about to vote him off? What is he like? What is the thought process here? He says this as if he has no power over who's gonna be voted off next, when he very much does. So they all go to vote.
Hey man, you played a great game. If I wasn't here, you probably would have won it all. But I had to stop you. You know, I'm looking forward to getting together with you and doing some great things outside of this game. Good luck, man.
Brett, I'm voting for you because foa till the end, and we have no shot at beating you at the final. So, good luck.
15th person voted out and the 9th and final member of our jury, Brett. Brett, the tribe has spoken.
I definitely respect the game that Natalie and Mick played. I mean, they didn't have to be the devilish character, quote unquote, the person that was going around stirring up trouble, making big decisions and doing all that. So they played the game with honesty, integrity, which I have mad respect for. And Russell kind of did the dirty work. And so, you know, I still have respect for them because they were able to get to where they needed to go, which is standing in the final 3. And they still have, you know, a certain level of respect intact.
I bet those final words from CGI Brett don't come as a shock to you. Of course he respects anyone but Russell. It's now day 39, and in a secret scene with Russell, we see him cut down the Iga flag and paint it to say Foa once more. Galoo has been conquered. They then get their day 39 breakfast, and I think Russell might be drunk on orange juice.
They're gonna say I took you the whole way. And they're gonna say you couldn't have made it without Russell. What you gonna say?
It's in God's hands at this point. If I'm not meant to win, that's fine. I'm happy I made it to the 3rd.
You see, you ain't been thinking about your speech too much then.
Guess what? Look who I aligned with from the first day.
Oh, so you saying you set up the line?
No, I'm
being them.
I'm okay.
If you want second place, you have to do better than that. The nice guy and the nice girl. Have they outwitted me? Have they outplayed me? If they have, then give them the money, because they deserve it. Don't make you look stupid on the jury. This game ain't over, girl. I'll put you in the jury.
Ease up. I think there may be a little bit of strategy involved to Russell, making us feel like we're not going to win or that we don't have a chance. But I have news for him. I'm not going to give up. And I'll just explain to the jury, I don't work the same way as Russell. That would clearly not have worked for me. The girls that were aggressive, they got eliminated early.
I'll tell you how I think the vote is going to go. Jambo, Dave, Brett, John, Eric. That's 5. I am another millionaire.
My strategy was to be myself, and at the end of the day, you know, I wasn't out to get anybody or make anybody look bad. Russell made it clear he was okay with making people look bad.
I meant he's drunk with power. He is way out of hand here and threatening to put Natalie on the jury. What is going on? So it's time for final Tribal Council. It is time. Let's quickly recap what we know about the 9 jurors and where they stand in the order they were booted. Eric is up in the air at the moment as we didn't see him connect with any of the Foa members. Kelly is so anti-Russell it isn't funny and is also one of Laura's BFFs, and speaking of Laura, she's so pro-Natalie, and they were friends. John Fincher is pro-Russell, no doubt. Dave Ball, I feel like he's leaning towards Natalie due to the snippets we see of him and her along with Russell offering a deal at the last minute and breaking it. Monica is BFFs with Laura as well and clearly didn't like Russell. Shambo is pro-Russell, and considering he was the only person we saw her connect with, Yeah, I think she's voting for him. Jason is likely anti-Russell. He has shown his hand multiple times as to what he values in this game, along with Russell breaking his final 3 deal with him. And CGI Brett. I mean, we know he's pro Natalie. That's obvious. So by my count, we have 4 clear votes for Natalie, 2 for Russell, and 3 that are seemingly up for grabs. Russell needs 5 to win. So we get to Russell's opening speech, and
I came here to do what I said I was gonna do and try to make it all the way to the top and win the game. I made huge strategic moves all the way through the game. My first strategic moves were in my own tribe, Marisa and Betsy. Those were the 2 that said, get rid of Russell, get rid of Russell. Guess who goes first? Marisa and Betsy. I solidified myself with Shambo to get rid of Kelly. It was a huge move. It didn't change the game yet. Laura was the biggest move, I think, of the game. Then John comes to me after it's over. We got to get rid of a 4-4. Well, I can't do that, so I have to get rid of John. Then it just went like dominoes from there. Now, I ask you, if either one of these outwit me, then give them the money. If either one of these outplayed me, then give them the game. But you know what? I don't think that they have.
It's not bad, as he does name things he has done in this game, even though some of them were pre-jury, but people almost none of them have met. However, the bad part here is that he doesn't show respect for the jury. He explains them all like pawns in his game, and while it's entertaining for us, it has been shown time and time again that you must respect the jury to get their vote. And he's not doing it. Let's watch Natalie try to win this thing. Her opening speech is mostly about how she has grown as a person and how she has been humbled playing this game. It's okay, I guess. However, humble is a word CGI Brett likes. She does compliment the jury too, which is always a nice touch. Jason is the first member of the jury to speak, and he reveals to everyone that Russell is a millionaire, in case they didn't know. Mick is a doctor, so he's not poor, and Natalie had to quit her pharmaceutical job to be here. Shambo is second, and she just lets them all have it.
Mick, wow. Dude, you have got to be kidding me. In a word, would you agree that your overall gameplay could be called feckless?
I don't know what feckless is.
Natalie.
Yeah, we'll do
The
shit.
word that just is resonating in my mind, coattail. How do you think America is gonna perceive you sitting up there in the final 3? Give it to me, Natalie.
I had enough intuition to notice that girl that goes out aggressive, target, gone. Marisa and Betsy. That's not smart.
I'm calling just major BS on your sentence that you just hit me with. I'm like cracking up inside like you have no idea. The jig is up. No way in God's green earth you're getting my vote.
Thanks, Shambo. By the way, feckless means lacking initiative or strength, or just being irresponsible, in case you were wondering. CGI Brett is third, and he only talks to Mick, and it says, what would we do if we spent a whole day together? Basically, we learned that Mick knows nothing about CGI Brett. They did not connect beyond a surface level. Interesting. Kelly is fourth, and she says she relates to Natalie, but
I think in the beginning, we were perceived as being very similar. You know, we're both a little bit underestimated. I had to rely on myself. I saw you always turn to call help, whether it be these 2 or someone else in every challenge.
It wasn't because I had no fight. I've given this 100%. Yeah, maybe I'm not as good at some of the physical challenges as some other people. I think everybody outweighed me, but I did do things on my own, and I'll tell you, I got better throughout the game to believe in myself.
You've said many times you're gonna lie, cheat, and steal your way through this game. In real life, maybe 3 words that would replace that.
It might be hard to believe, but honor, integrity, and loyalty.
Russell, it's hard for me to sit here and believe that from you. Honor, integrity, and loyalty is the most important thing to you.
It is the most important thing to me.
he sounds so disingenuous. Why is he lying to the jury? They aren't going to be fooled by this. It almost feels kind of disrespectful to treat them this way, like Russell's their parent and he's trying to pull a fast one on a bunch of 4-year-olds. And yeah, they're not a bunch of 4-year-olds. Monica is the 5th juror, and she asks why the others don't deserve the money.
He didn't mind when I was being a snake and give me high fives every time we vote somebody off.
I never get
Natalie
high fives.
didn't mind when I was being a snake and giving me high fives when I voted everybody off. The two honest people here, they would congratulate me. Good job. That was probably one of the best jobs in history, Russell. You should win this game. You're running the show here. They both didn't mind following the snake right behind me the whole step of the way.
I mean, his ego is killing this thing, but what else is new? Monica nor Kelly were going to vote for him, but they both got him to act like a fool in front of everyone else. Dave simply asked everyone, hey, what do you think your chances are in this game? And Russell replies, it was much higher when it came in, but now it's down to a low 55%. Laura is 7th, and she asked Russell what he learned about her that led him to beating her in this game. He says he saw how big of a target she was, how important she was, how she was leading others, and that she needed to go. And surprisingly, he is flattering here. Not that that will change her vote, but it's something he should have considered before he burned her earlier in this game. John is 8th, and he asked Mick and Natalie why he should vote for them. Mick says, I am a great, loyal, humble guy, someone you can trust, which is fake humility, of course, and Natalie's basically told by John that Russell did the dirty work for her. She says she couldn't be aggressive. That strategy wouldn't have worked. Literally all of the FOFO women were voted off because they were even slightly aggressive with Russell. And of course, once you reach the merge, why would you start being aggressive when the game plan's working perfectly? It didn't make any sense. John doesn't buy this though, even though everything she said is completely true. So that leaves us with the final juror in Eric.
Russell, this hurts me. We got nothing in common. You played an unethical game, admittedly played an unethical game, but you sit there proud of it. Natalie, people will call you weak. People will say that you are undeserving. Why are those characteristics any less admirable as lying, cheating, and stealing? Why does he get a free pass, but your wrong way of playing is admonished? You would say that you were probably the least deserving of the title of sole survivor. But maybe, just maybe, in an environment filled with arrogance, delusional entitlement, maybe the person who thinks that she's least deserving is probably the most. You got my vote. I hope you get 4 more. Congratulations.
Eric nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. But as Russell said right before Final Tribal when he went off on Natalie, he would be shocked if he lost this game. After all, he used his Houdini magic to be the Babe Ruth and Picasso of Survivor. So before we reveal the votes and see who won, let's montage the man who told the jury that he is 100% different outside this game. He's actually full of honor, integrity, and loyalty.
I plan on making it as miserable as possible, making it hell for everybody. To get what I want, my strategy is to be able to have a secret alliance with each one of these dumb girls. I like to call it my dumbass girl alliance. Right now, I think I am running the whole show. And they don't even know it, but I know I am. I'm not here for the money. I'm only here to show people how easy it is to win this game. You can call me the puppet master. They can be my little puppets. They'll run when I tell them to run. They'll walk when I tell them to walk. When I'm finished with them, just throw them in the trash. I have the immunity idol without any letters or anything. I just use my brilliant brain to figure out where it was. I'm running this whole show right now. I'm the boss. Nobody here is playing the game. Nobody is playing the game but me on my tribe. This might be the worst group in history, and I might be the best. I'm gonna have them all under control like zombies walking around. It is shocking that these people trust me so much. I mean, they really do. Everybody here trusts me. So I would have to take somebody like Natalie with me because she's gonna ride my coattails the whole way. She's too stupid to do it by herself. She needs me. Liz is so stupid. I don't even see how she can walk without falling down. It's just ridiculous. These idiots are probably gonna cost me $1 million. And I plan on having a lot of fun with the money. A lot of fun. I'm too good for this game. I'm too sly. And now I gotta make sure my seed is planted in all these dumbasses' heads. You ever heard of a man named Babe Ruth? He struck out more than anybody ever. But you know what? He also hit the most home runs. So that tells me one thing. Keep swinging, baby. Eventually you're gonna hit one. My work is done. It's like a painting, like a Picasso. You know, he's a great artist. This is my artwork. This might be one of my best pieces of work I've ever done. And it's gonna be a pretty expensive sale. They write me a check for $1 million for this work. So I can take that to the bank.
When it comes down to brass knuckles and it's just me and you and somebody else, you have to swear to me. You ain't gonna think that I'm gonna beat you because I played the game better and vote me off. Swear on Mick. You're gonna start thinking that's a lot of money. Your brain's gonna start working.
Who better to take? There's no way she can beat me in votes. She followed and did everything I told her to do. She wouldn't even know how to talk. She might even say, oh, he's right, give it all to him.
Monica, she had to run her little pie hole. The little bitch needs to be sent home tonight.
It is done. They say don't get confident in this game. You know what? I'm confident as hell.
I'm trying to keep Natalie because she's holding on my coattails.
Who better to take to the final two than her? There's no way she can beat me in votes. If I win this challenge today, I'm 100% positive that the game is mine. I won the $1 million.
If you want second place, you have to do better than that. Don't make you look stupid on the jury. This game ain't over, girl. I'll put you in the jury. I'll tell you how I think the vote is gonna go. Jambo, Dave, Brett, John, Eric. That's 5. I am another millionaire.
First vote. Natalie. Russell. Russell. Natalie. 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 The winner of Survivor Samoa.
In a rare move, I want to do an epilogue to cover the post-game shenanigans of Russell and Natalie because Russell doesn't get it. He has, at this point, played 2 seasons of Survivor, and he doesn't get how Natalie won, as we see at the live reunion.
But do you agree that this game does come down to getting a vote? Did Natalie have a better social game?
I had Jason, I had Mick, Natalie, Shambo. They trusted me. That's why they stayed with me. I feel like that I played the best strategic game in history. There's no regrets how I played the game. I don't regret anything that I did.
Because, I mean, leave it to me to say one of those dumbass girls beat your ass for $1 million.
Get to the end, please your jury. That's it. Russell never cared about the jury, and it shows. Need some more proof? Well, despite winning fan favorite and getting $100,000, which only boosts his ego up more than he needs, he taunts Jason by saying, "Here, Jason, I got a pair of socks to make up for the pair that I burned." And as he goes to give it to him, he throws it in the fire. Because why not? This reminds me of Boston Rob and Amber, minus the romance, the Russell-Natalie thing, especially since both Boston Rob and Russell have a question for the winner about what they care about the most. Boston Rob, of course, proposed marriage to Amber, but Russell asks,
all I want is the title of Soul Survivor. I will pay you $10,000 for the title.
I'm going to decline Russell's offer in order to win the title of Soul Survivor. No, it's priceless. You have to get the majority of the vote.
All right, Russell. I would have taken that money. I'll call you Soul Survivor for $100,000 the rest of your life.
But now to put the cherry on top, the next day, Russell and Natalie appear on TV for her to get her $1 million check. And look at his face while it happens.
I know the man right next to you, Russell, this has got to make you just seethe knowing that you were so close, you were the odds-on favorite, yet you're the guy that's looking at the $1 million check rather than cashing it.
Yeah, it's, I don't think she deserves it. That's my opinion. I think the world doesn't think she deserves it because you know what? She didn't even get in the top 3 for fan favorite.
Ultimately, the person that wins and deserves to win is the person that gets the majority of the jury votes.
Yeah. You know, when you play a football game and you're the quarterback to the football game, I'm throwing all the touchdown passes, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't even on the field.
Yeah.
She was my cheerleader.
Well, guess what?
Guess what? I'm going to laugh all the way to the bank.
So what do you think about this classic tale of good and evil? Do you think Russell was robbed of a win, or did Natalie really deserve it all along? Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.